grand finals of NACT Fall Stage 1. A blast from the past. A similar matchup to the NACT spring season, as we are seeing the Ohio brothers up against BTK in a best of 5. TOB does have one advantage from taking game 1 to boost their momentum, but it was a very close game. How will BTK respond?
Not so fast, Weezy. BTK can also come back. Doesn't matter if TOB does have a win, because we've seen, the tides flip. It literally at grand finals of NACT spring season, but here we go.
Milo draws first blood, is going to find Yato. Slight advantage for the Ohio brothers. Does burst down the mid lane for Bloodthirsty Kings.
It looks like Zia and ISO battling it out in the top side. And we do know that ISO was formerly known as Easy Peasy, but he did change his name. So for people who are getting confused, that is ISO, the marksman player for BTK, but another skirmish mid side.
Yeah, as they were battling over that Lethal Wanderer, but best player is able to secure it to give him a slight advantage when it comes to farming. Now, I mean, even last game, it's like the early game doesn't even matter, right? It just boils down to, like, how these teams engage in the late game. I don't think either of them are going to get an early game finish against each other. They're just too good on not allowing too many mistakes to kind of fumble through the cracks. So maybe trying to they have to literally play perfectly against each other to really win it out. But speaking of winning it out, Chicken very low, will fall. Super Shark draws the kill. That is 2 kills unanswered so far. TOB leading on the scoreboard.
Yeah, even if one side in the early game is looking more lean forward, we can't even say that they're having a lead, because usually with these two teams, it's literally a game of ping pong. It keeps going back and forth no matter how many times we say whoever has the lead. So, Weezy, let's not jinx ourselves here. Let's just say it's a neutral game for both of these sides, because it really goes on to that late game. But here we go, Turtle Dance.
Yeah, on the way, best player trying to draw the retribution and zone out Zane. Look at Milo providing that pressure and the separation, and the Turtle will go to TOB. So far, they've claimed all the objectives they needed. 2 kills in a Turtle, and we haven't seen BTK find a trade.
But in the top side, Zia did pop that go away and popped out Joybotch's flicker, denying the Divine Judgment coming in, which means a failed gank for the top. But here we go, Zia.
On the way, Divine Judgment dropping down, grabbing him up in his tracks into the turret, but able to get out just in time. Super Shark there for the denial alongside Hoon, but Yato now making his way into the bush for a possible play.
Looks like Yato's just there for a little bit of zonage and pathing. 4-man top.
He's going to rush in, trying to take down ISO. Did not know Yato was in that bush, and now Zane is going to join the battle as well, so they can't really gank like they wanted to. That moment slipped through their fingers for that opportunity. Now 3 minutes in, you are still seeing both teams trying to find their footing, trying to figure out who is leading the way for the early phase right before we see this turtle spawn in. But looking at who got the first kills, right? Shark was the one who drew that for TOB, so it's not really the worst thing for BTK since it did go into the hands of a roamer.
Yeah, but a kill is a kill, right? It gives a little bit of that gold bonus, but Shark
gonna go in for a possible stun. ISO very low. Zia draws the kill. Joybotch now having to fend off Zia and Super Shark from chipping down the gold on this turret. Now Hoon wrapping around. They may be able to take down Joybotch. The dynamic trio in effect. Joybotch now trying to get away, but is able to clear out those minions with the Ring of Order.
And it's going to set up for the next potential turtle on coming in about 20 seconds. Mid is getting cleared in by best player, but looks like he might have overstepped his welcome.
Yeah, now very low. Use of the Thorn Rose will be able to puncture out to safety, but on the top lane, the proxy in the set from the Ohio brothers to deny entry from BTK to fend off their turret. Zia will be able to take that with ease.
Beautiful, and looks like the Ohio brothers start drawing out this turtle into their favor, and Shark is going to get his first hand on it.
Right, Shark is going to go ahead and pull the aggro, waiting for best play position, right? They were able to claim the first turtle, and now maybe be able to get one, drew the first turret, and also 3 kills left unanswered so far for BTK. They're slowly just allowing all these objectives to work into the hands of the Ohio brothers, which will give them the advantage when it comes to the 5v5 skirmishes.
Yeah, but we still have BTK with that late game insurance chicken. We gotta watch out for his R-Lot as he is a huge menace, but we do see the gold plating has now fallen, so we are looking at a very intense game from here on out. 5 minutes in, we are looking at a little bit of a skirmish in the mid side.
Yeah, skirmish on the way. Yato is going to go ahead and use that Cold Altar. But look at Milo, just showing the unkillable Uranus, providing the minions to stop in their tracks to allow their minions to push in to take the turret. Mobazane hit a blast provided by Shark, and now a lot of damage dealt onto him. Do they take him out? Zia with the power of Muddles will find a kill. Joyboss falling to Hoon. You are going to see Mobazane drop to Zia as well. 2 members falling for BTK. Now a 5-0 lead for the Ohio brothers.
Absolutely, with objectives also into their favor, going to go ahead and reset from both sides. Everything is still a little bit of a neutral. Ohio Brothers does have a little bit of that gold lead, but not so much for the side of BTK. But I can't jinx myself. BTK can definitely come back from this, as we have seen not a one-side story, but more of a two-side story coming in from both sides. But looks like a little bit of skirmish coming in, but looks like they're going to respectfully back off and restart their rotations. And it looks like Milo's doing a really good job on this Uranus, zoning out the entire side of BTK, but Yato pulling in Milo. Milo might have just gotten caught. Flicker has been popped in, and a little bit of an invasion coming in from the Higher Brothers to deny anything of Zane's buff to make sure he is stayed underfed for the side of BTK. Well, that fight's not done. Final slash coming from Chicken. Colt's Altar has been popped in by the side of Higher Brothers, but you do see Shard coming in, Moon and Blast with stun 3 members. Not enough to do enough damage, but Premium Judgment able to pull best player into the turret. Chicken is able to pick up that kill, and that is a 1-for-0 trade, and that is the first death onto the board for the side of BTK. And now we are looking at the turret getting pushed in right now. Milo and Shark doing a good job trying to zone out the rest of the team for the Ohio Brothers. Zane trying to get his hands on this turtle, but not able to. Milo might have just overstepped his welcome. Chicken coming in. Zane doing a lot, and Zane takes the kill off of the Higher Brothers and into his hands. Milo off the board. That is a little bit unfortunate for the side of Ohio Brothers, as their EXP lane is not there, but looks like TOB wants to take this turtle away from BTK. Zia doing a lot of damage, as able to chip it off just a little bit. Is best player able to secure this turtle? Yes, he is uncontested, and the waves are pushing it on the top side. Now we do see both win conditions are pretty good. TOB is definitely into the lead still. Looks like ISO and Joyboss are gonna have to back off to start to defend these waves, as minions are not into their favor. But Shark setting up on Zane and Yada being stunned. Yada have to bring that Purify. Milo going in is not able to do enough damage, but is able to zone off the rest of the team. But we do see best player getting taken off cold and is able to get out of there alive. But nice Hoon being able to use Divine Judgment. Zia is able to do another kill. We do see Shark getting taken off by ISO. Zia doing a really good job trying to zone off the rest of the team. Final slash coming in from Chicken, not able to secure the deal, and looks like it is a 1-for-0 trade once again, but that is a roamer taken off. A beautiful pathing coming in. They are still looking for a little bit more blood. Yato is coming in, but Joybot dropped that dangerously low, but ISO might be taking off. Milo ends up getting that kill, still doing a little bit of damage with that backline. Joybot barely getting out of there alive, and that is now, you could say, a 1-for-1 trade for both sides for Ohio Brothers and BTK. And we do see a little bit of pathing happening from best player coming in from the bot side, but we do see that one small mistake can really be deathly over here. So BTK still looking for a little bit of answers for the side of Ohio Brothers. They were able to get 3 kills, but not really enough to answer the gold lead and the kill score. 73 right now, 9 minutes in. We are looking at a 4-5k goal lead. We do see Milo already starting to zone off. The rest of the team members give enough vision. Lord's coming up in about 20 seconds. Now we do see TOB trying to set up for the fight here and already starting their pathway down. BTK looking for a little bit of an answer, as they know that this Lord might be a given Lord, as they can't really make room for mistakes. They don't have much wiggle room to make any foul play, as this can be such a huge disadvantage for the side of BTK. But looks like best player is going to go ahead and start this board once again. A little bit of dancing. Milo just got drawn in by Joybot. Look at ISO being dropped down. Yasuo burning Colt's Altar. Zane dropped down dangerously low. Colt's Altar being burnt by Hoon using the IMU. ISO doing a little bit of chip damage. Milo doing a little bit of that body bag for the rest of the team. Already pulled out so much aggro away from the side of BTK. Now this will be a uncontested Lord. Ohio Brothers should be able to pick this up very freely if BTK doesn't find an answer for it, but they're going to go ahead and pick up the first Lord 10 minutes into the hands of the Ohio Brothers. Now this is how they respond is really going to be the real issue. Are they going to throw some foul plays here and there just like we've seen beforehand, or are they going to be calm with a ticking time bomb? We do see 3 people grouped up. Milo already doing a lot of decent damage by just taking so much damage in their face, and this is what we like to see on Uranus players, right? You want them to be able to sustain a lot and be able to do as much as they can. But mid side, we're gonna go ahead and take down this turret. Ooh, actually not. No, Zia just got pulled in. Shark in blast, not being able to land on any members of BTK. That is a little bit of that foul play I was talking about, which means Lord might be a little bit hard to get pushed in to the side of TOB. But here we go. Joybaj ends up getting that blue. Best player might be stuck. We do see the Thorn Rose being able to path beautifully here, but respectfully, they are going to start their discipline and be careful with which toes they decide to step on, and be careful how things play out into their favor. We do see Chicken trying to get a start on this Lord to make sure the Lord doesn't get pushed up too much here, and we do see everything being perfectly set by the Ohio, but the top side will definitely get pushed. Shark has good read on the side of Ohio Brothers, doing a lot of vision checking, and looks like they are looking for something. Zane coming in, retreat, Chicken doing a little bit of damage. Joybot should find the rest. Let's see what Milo's doing, getting a little bit of damage, taking a lot of damage once again. And looks like Zia's gonna go ahead and back off and start that lane clearage. They still have all their turrets up except for the top side, and you can tell that these team fights are very focused on that macro, and we are gonna see how things are going. We are looking at a 12-minute game, and the gold game is still there. We are looking at Zia with 8k gold ahead of everybody else in the game, and we are looking at the advantage towards the Ohio Brothers. Now Zia is really going to be that huge power spike for the side of Ohio Brothers. Once he is taken off the board, this might be a hard game for them to end, as they have no push, as you could say, for any of the turrets. And we are seeing a little bit of concealed play coming from Shark, already pulling away a lot of aggro away from BTK. Zane did get a read on that as well, and Zia is going to go ahead and pick up that red buff and start pathing their ways. But Milo, being a huge menace with this Uranus, he is just unkillable and is able to slot in and take a lot of damage for TOB.
And the conceal play going in, trying to get a pick off onto Milo. Finish race drops down. BTK having a positioning. We'll be able to find it. ISO drawing the kill to be able to shut him down.
Absolutely. Now that is Milo taken off the board, and they can't make any more foul plays anymore, or else this might be a huge issue. Lord is up, and Milo is not there to start zoning out and being that sandbag, as everyone loves to call it, for the Ohio Brothers. But we are seeing a little bit of a dance, and I'm going to give Weezy a little bit of a break, as we are seeing these things going ping pong head to head. But look at Shark and Hoon always stuck together, but Hoon doing a little bit of poke damage, but Weezy, go ahead with the dance.
You are seeing the Lord still intact at about 50% HP. Mobazane trying to secure it. Best player still in position, but taking some hits. You're going to see him path in with the puncture, but taking down Joy Boss, securing the kill. No retribution for the Ohio Brothers. Mobazane may be able to get the Mirror's Passion from ISO Zio. Taking out Zane and getting the Lord yet again. This is 2 Lord stills for Zia so far up against BTK. A huge advantage for the Ohio Brothers as he picks up another one, takes down Fried Chicken.
That is a huge steal. That is a second Lord taken away from Zane. Zia is able to do miracle plays today. What is going on, Weezy? What buff did you give him?
I don't know what he's on right now, but it's definitely working. So keep at it, as Zia is now leading the way for TOB, helping them take 2 huge Lords in both of the games that we've seen so far. And with the turret advantage that they have, they may be able to open up the base for BTK.
And they can't make any foul play here. They do have to sync these lanes up perfectly. In the previous fight, we did see a little bit of a foul play coming in from TOB. Zia unfortunately got hooked, but they are able to take this turret, and looks like they are just going to be disciplined and back off and not set off the bomb yet, as they're going to take their time shoving in with this Lord.
Yeah, they are going to be able to shove in that Lord, and now the base has been opened up. Lord still intact on the bottom side, is going to go ahead and crash into the inhibitor, but BTK is going to be able to burst it down, but the suppression going in, far behind enemy lines. Does grab up Super Shark. Fried Chicken securing the kill, but the inhibitor for the mid lane will fall. Only the one on the bottom side standing strong. Cold Altar being activated from Yato to keep BTK alive. Best player is going to go ahead and take that in the last inhibitor, and they may be able to close this game out, but Yato jumping in is going to find Zia. They don't have the push potential anymore as they did find the ADC. ISO gets another, finds best player. 3 members falling for the Ohio brothers. BTK still standing strong, able to hold them off from closing out this game.
Talk about a foul play. Looks like they overstayed their stay a little bit too long, stepped on someone's toes, and someone got mad. But here we go. We might see a little bit of a skirmish here in the mid side.
Yeah, as ISO is going to go ahead and claim that turret. It's only Hoon and Milo left to fend him off, but it looks like they will be able to hold them to fight another fight. It's only 9-9 so far in this 15-minute battle, but it's definitely boiling down to positioning.
Oh, Milo
right?
better run. Milo better run.
Needs to get out of there, but he is running the unkillable Uranus. So he's going to use the speed boost to be able to close, get the separation, but hit the Divine Judgment and the full team of BTK just beating him down. ISO securing the kill on the 1v5. Not much you could really do in that situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't fast enough to get away from that situation. Maybe if he was a Novaria being able to skip away with some walls, he might have been able to get out of this sticky situation. But we are looking at Milo taking off the board, and honestly, Milo has been just doing so much work, being able to do a lot of bush checking, taking a lot of damage from the side of TOB, use a lot of skills on him, and I wouldn't be surprised if his name is not on the sandbag by the end of this game. I'm gonna have a big issue with with the entire stat. Whoever's in charge of doing stats, we better see Milo on the sandbag. But Lord coming up right now, we are seeing a little bit of a Lord dance happening from both sides. Looks like Ohio's gonna play a little bit slow as Milo is now entering back into Land of Dawn.
That's right. Looks like it will be a 5v5 as you are seeing Milo make his way to join this amazing battle, but it's only going to go one way, right? Only one team can secure this objective, but they're going to go in for the kills, right? Even though the Lords, there is more of a distraction as they're waiting for the teams to bait out their utility so they can punish. But right now, with them all in position, ISO picking up that Haas Claws, he will have a lot of sustainability to stay alive when it comes to fighting these engagements, especially with Nimiru in his hands. Chicken taking a lot of damage.
Joy Bosh.
That we're talking about. Call Alter activated to keep Chicken alive. Will be called back to the base, but the suppression goes down. Joy Bosh grabbing and silencing one member from the Ohio Brothers. Joy Bosh activating killing spree. He's going to find Zia. Huge play for BTK. Finds the marksman, but best player is going to claim the Lord. They need to pull out, though. Mobazane is not going to allow them to escape for free. Is going to find Milo. 2 members falling for the Ohio Brothers. Immortality being procced from Joy Bosh, but he will be able to live to tell another tale. That Lord did go to TOB. So they still have the advantage.
They do have the advantage, but this is a 2-for-0 trade. Honestly, I wouldn't want that trade in any book, and that is a little bit unfortunate for the side of Ohio Brothers, but BTK does have their full 5-man team standing, and they have to make the best of it work with this Lord coming down from the side of TOB, but are they able to defend this Lord and make sure it doesn't push down their lanes? And they don't want the same storytelling like it did before.
Yeah, I mean, and they still have time, right? If they can play a little passive, maybe able to keep this Lord alive. But BTK, they're not going to give him that opportunity. They're going to go straight to the mid lane and melt it down. Divine Judgment with the flicker in. ISO finds Hoon for the mega kill, but the go away goes down. The stun. Zia finds Joy Bosh. Huge play from Shark for the Numion Blast. Yato falls. Shark securing the kill. Slowly making their way up the mid lane. TOB on the push. Can they close it out? Is this what they were looking for the finish? As Yato does spawn in just in time. And again, it will be a stalemate between North America's powerhouse teams.
Well, they have to be careful. They don't have Lord into their favor anymore. They only have these super minions coming down from each lane, but BTK does have that clear advantage with ISO and Yato running out this Beatrix and this Faramis. They have the clear, and Chicken already doing enough work to clear out these minions. Looks like they won't end yet, Wheezy. You gotta hold your horses yet. This ain't nobody's game yet.
Yeah, it's definitely on either side of the table when it comes to who can pull this off, right? I mean, it's pretty much been a stalemate when they get to the late game between these teams, and you never know what's going to happen. It literally just boils down to one slight mistake, and right now, this is just looking like a repeat from Game 1, but Game 1 was won by the Ohio Brothers. Zia, even in this game, was able to steal a Lord from Mobazane. Didn't need the retribution, but with this next Lord spawning in the next 60 seconds, it looks like both teams are ready to take this objective and make it work in their advantage, as BTK slowly making their way into the Lord pit. The Ohio Brothers already in position.
They're absolutely looking for a full 5v5 fight. We are looking at this 20-minute Lord about to be spawned in less than a minute, and both teams are playing this very slowly. They have to be cautious of what's going on around them. One small mistake, and this can turn into anyone's game. But Wheezy, let me know the win conditions. Looks like we are going to have to see how win conditions might be for both sides, right? BTK doesn't have a lot of insurance left. They are literally only left with their base crystal, but TOB has a little bit of wiggle room for a small mistake. But we have to be careful with how the plan to go on with this Lord dance, right? They have every single member on the team. Milo doing a good job trying to zone out that top side to go ahead and put pressure on that EXP lane to prevent Chicken or any of the minions to be able to push through. But we already see Ohio Brothers getting a little bit of that aggro pulled in. First from Shark, then comes best player, Zia, having a good position on that tri-bush over there. Hoon being a good Valentina, a good mid laner, cleaning off the mid lane to give no pressure away for the side of BTK. You see the Lord Dance coming in. Chicken is going to be forced to recall as a wave is getting shoved in on that top side, which is not good for BTK, as Chicken really is their set potential, and they are looking for a little bit more here. Zane trying to do a little bit of a zonage from best player, but nobody knows who's in these bushes. We do see Joy Bodge and Yato just kind of chilling in that back bush. Joy Bodge showing himself, making sure that TOB knows that Joy Bodge's presence is there, but who is going to make the first move? Milo might just get caught out. Here we go, Zia. Do a little bit. Charge. Luminous Lore landing in. Zane unfortunately picks up the Lord. Cold ulti being broken by both sides. We do see best player also getting stunned in as well. Chicken doing a little bit of work on the R-Lot. Zia getting taken off. Final Slash was a little bit too much for TOB to handle. And now we are seeing the objective has been focused into BTK. And this is a good thing for the side of BTK. They have the Lord into their favor. Now they have a little bit more wiggle room to go ahead and see how they can execute this out. For the side of BTK, they have all aggro right now. They have Lord coming down in as well. And we are trying to see how we are going to have this Lord coming down this top side, if they can sync these waves perfectly, or are they going to make a foul play like they did before and make this game into the favor of Ohio Brothers, or will Ohio Brothers make one mistake and make this into BTK's game?
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Oh, hello.
This match, BTK making a little bit of a fight back here, but holy cow, we're at game number 2. It seems like we're having a little bit of issues with Steph Wheezy right now, so for now I will be joining Eunice. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Now, Trex, I don't know if you have been watching.
I have,
but
luckily.
You have to be on the edge of your seat.
I am.
Because one blink, oh, it's clipped. So you gotta be careful. Trex, take the stage.
Yeah, looks like the Lord is gonna be coming in. Yato looking for something as well. Milo might get locked up, taunted up, and BTK trying to make a fight back here. Best player is gonna try to defend. Super Shark does have this Numenon Blast, so be prepared for it. He's landing them like a killer, and luckily because of Zia, they still have that shred, and now the tables are still even, Eunice.
They are even, but not just yet. We can't even say, and Trex, I'm pretty sure you do know as well, as you casted the grand finals for spring as well. It could be one-sided like this, but tables turn very fast. But here we
like
go,
that.
Trex.
Milo goes down, ISO pops something. The puncture comes through. A lot of damage coming from Zia though with the go away. Yato forced to run away here. Milo looking for something as well, holding down the front side, and this time BTK forced to back off. Unable to crack that bottom inhibitor, it could become crucial in the macro for this next Lord, Eunice.
Absolutely. Now the Lord is coming up in about 30 seconds. This can be anyone's game now. Both teams have their base crystals up into the favor of Ohio Brothers. However, they have one inhibitor turret left on their bot side, and no teams right now have space for any mistakes, no foul play, and the bombs can't be ticked off too early, or else it can be anyone's game right now. The Ohio Brothers just learned their lesson, right? They did make one mistake and the entire game has been flipped over, and the gold lead has now turned into BTK. But Trex, we both know gold doesn't really matter here. It's all about the immortalities that's going to be popped in from each side. But Lord is up. We're going to have to see this Lord dance, Trex.
Yeah, I mean, BTK has a nice position. One thing I do want to point out is it feels like BTK has to try a bit harder to get these wins. The Ohio Brothers composition just works very well. Zia able to shred down through that Cult Altar, using the skills. I mean, the Ohio Brothers kind of have a win here, but BTK, they always have that dog in them, and they're just able to kind of pull these fights off sometimes. Even the Numenon Blast, it works so well against the Cult Altar when they group up. So as long as the Ohio Brothers play it to a T, they can come out in these fights, but BTK got to get clever if they want to win this.
Absolutely, they gotta pull out their Joker card if they really want to take this fight to their side. But we are looking at a little bit of a dance here, Trex. I don't want to miss anything.
Here a lot of damage. The suppression does come in, but watch for the Numenon Blast. Out of 3 members, Cult Altar comes out, but the shred is still there. Hoon able to take out Mobazane, terrified on a Joybot. She will go down next. Lastly, Yato Seminai might be the last to fall, and it's a 4-man wipe. Nothing but ISO stands, and he is going to go down here. The rest of the members collapse onto him. This should be GG's. Yato back up. Can he single-handedly defend this? Luckily, the minions are closed in, but those are some long death counters, Eunice.
They are very long death counters, but this might be the end of the story. This might be all she wrote. Everyone's dead timers is almost sitting at that minute mark. We are looking at a 26-minute game, Trex. So this might be the end of the story, but the question is, are they able to close this out perfectly, or is Yato, with that saving grace, is he able to pull this off? But I think we both know what the answer might be.
Yeah,
Trex, here you go.
I think this might end up being a 2-0 here. Yato all alone. He might just have to give it to him. They've locked onto the base, and that will be it. In a best of 5, the Ohio Brothers have made it to match point.